Which route am I going down? I could be going down a good many different routes, but do I start with Yuri, Natsuki, or do I do Sayori? That's the thing I'm not entirely sure about. Because I'm gonna do one route for each of the girls, so I mean, I think Yuri was always my first choice, so I think I'll end up doing Yuri's route instead first. So I guess that would make sense. So then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do Yuri's route. I'm gonna do Yuri's route. I'm gonna stretch first. Alright. So we're gonna do Yuri's, so after this, let's see if I remember Yuri's words. Wrath. Determination. Vivacious. Capable. Tenacious. Insight. Brightening. Oh, that's Sayori. Okay, she's weird about that. Controllable. Massacre. Okay, that's Sayori. Philosophy. Vertigo. Graveyard. Intellectual. Agonizing. Oh, I got an achievement. Thanks. Unrestrained. Anxiety and we're gonna do Emo first. Why do I end up keep closing frickin' that? Alright, day 2. Day 2, we're going under Yuri's route. We're doing Yuri's route first. We're gonna do Yuri's route first because I feel like that's the best thing we can do. Hi again, Jake. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Jake. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. They already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Mangaka? I don't know. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops down into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Jake always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. I think I disregarded that. That is very, very well and very accurately described. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy. It's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? Hee. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Jakey become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's not really not.
Oh, what do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
All right. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out the book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. Though it doesn't seem to be the case. Celery and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. It's time to read with Yuri. We are going to be reading with Yuri. Day 3, I think, was one of the longest days ever out of all the days of the literature club. I think day 3 was the longest one because you had to go in and you did find out where Monica was. I think find out where Monica was, and then you had to read with Yuri, do chocolates, kind of thing, blah blah. Blah blah blah. Then you had to what else did you have to do? Oh yeah, and then we had to do rehearsals for the club, stuff like that, and day 3 was pretty long, so I don't know if I'll do day 3 and stream or not, but I will think about it. See, I'm moving the microphone because I have ADHD. Anyway, let's continue. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. At the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Shit. I'm gonna say shit because I feel like it. I think she knows me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. But it only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I'm sensing that I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just
curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. You dense-ass motherfucker. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's it about anyway?
Well...
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. I have some things that I need to look at real quick. Okay, that's a little weird. So, I don't think we have game files for it. There are files for it, but that's weird though. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to delete Monica at the end of it. I just completely remembered that I had to do that. Unless it doesn't do that the way it does it in the actual game. I'm gonna keep the game files open. I'm gonna keep the DDLC Plus game files open. But that's all okay. I just remembered about the files, so.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? You already made it sound like it was going to be a nice story. So that dark turn came from nowhere. Foreshadowing? Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Jake?
No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. And suddenly, when you thought that you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? Just up into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand that Yuri means about reading it in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. If I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book, I glance over. It's like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry, I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and then I hold the book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. I feel like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
In the first ground. It's the final countdown, I guess. You know what? I wanna. Come on. I don't know how to screenshot anymore. Oh, I think I got it. Time to look into my captures. Oh, I got it. Yay! I got it. Okay. Probably use this as the thumbnail, probably. For the video. Okie dokie. Time to keep going before I drain myself. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. Actually kind of distracting me. It's as I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready? Turn the page?
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I looked over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, because you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter all over the side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see that into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But Jake, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Oh, that's so embarrassing that you think that.
But wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were so self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant that it's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
Okay, everyone! I think it's about time that we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
It's not... It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Would you prefer if I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
Alright. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and I slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Couldn't really find much inspiration, since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sarah and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sarah's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook.
I can already see one pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I share my poem to first? Poem sharing! Yay! This is so much fun coming back to doing that. Like, to do the poem sharing. It's so fun, you know? It's super fun. To do the poem sharing thing, you know? I'm gonna make this all into its own episode, and I'm probably gonna end my stream when I do that. I know it's gonna be much of a shorter stream, but doing DDLC plus, let alone stuff like that, is a long time. So you just gotta. I think I might only just stream this episode, and then I might record the next few, just because I think it'd be a lot easier on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish day 2, and then I'm gonna end my stream. Just because I can't stream for DDLC for so long. But it's alright. It works just fine. So I'll show it to Yuri. Yuri sees the most experience, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Oh, he's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Oh, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. He traces her finger along the words of the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I could have learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and by learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else is in the club gives you valuable feedback. That's it can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd like to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Same exact poem. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? Wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I should think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Jake.
Really? Must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. Remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place for comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Jake.
Me too. Wow. I shared my poem with Yuri. Wow. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and we'll do Monica. I usually would do Monica first, but because I'm taking Yuri's route, I should probably do Yuri first. Plus, Monica doesn't have a route, so...
Hi, Jake. Having a good time so far?
Yeah?
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright. I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
I heard that, you lazy fuck. Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Jake. We're a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all have to learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Listen to my masterpiece. Monica, listen to the masterpiece. You got to understand how good of a poem I have. I am a great poemist. Whatever the word is. My hair is getting super long. Anyway, back to the thing.
Great job, Jake. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
God. My lip feels weird. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It'll take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way that everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. That's right, Hole in the Wall, where I don't think we get the weird poems until. Actually, I don't think it's until next time because that's right. Because day 3 is when we find out that Monica breaks the 4th wall. We get 3 days of sharing poems until the weekend. And after the weekend is the festival with a little twist, I guess we can say, because of Sayori's death. Tragic. Alright. I like the little button too now, because you get a little button to close it, so. Pretty. Oh my god. Pretty good.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. But performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently.
Oh, I forgot about Monica's epiphany. Oh no, I forgot about that. That was the first sign of Monica's 4th wall breaking because of the epiphany. I did not realize that either when I first played. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Yay! Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Alright, we're gonna do Sayori. Speed up the process. Because that's what I have to do.
This is a good poem, Jake. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
Hey, I guess you're right. But that's why I'm impressed. That impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of all you in the club room. Or sorry, not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Jake. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. And then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you down to that then.
Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Wow, I want breakfast. Wow. Sayori,
This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah? I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah, especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
She's so cute. Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I got all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Natsuki! I need to finish this quickly. I need to move with the pace. So I can get this, so I can get this... Oh my god. I can get this done and over with. So, yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, anyway, should keep going. Jake, if you're not gonna take this so seriously, then go home. What? Harsh? What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'll tell you to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each of their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. You're right. I hate it. I like it. What? Let's be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. People don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, and then it made it all fall flat on purpose. It helps people bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what I meant to, that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I got around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. You're right. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. Oh no. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, meanwhile Yuri smiles sadly. What's this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have to ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Jake did too. So based on that, I will gladly give suggestions on my own. First of all,
excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Jake liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Jake appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ooh. Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what?
I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Jake started showing up.
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... That doesn't involve you.
I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both the girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Jake, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this would never happen in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning to just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain to that Jake.
Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning that are most effective. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Jake?
Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever agree with me, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course it's gonna be... Oh no. I need to use my save option. Oh, autosave. We'll put that one there. Return. Funny story. Help me, Sayori! Natsuki. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defensive that I can bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori. Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Jake. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never. It's your immaturity that makes her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why. This is why no one likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well... Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same size as they always were. Big and beautiful. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands between her with a bewildered expression.
I'll make some tea.
Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. I whisper to Monica. She nods in return.
To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me.
Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Well, I guess that just means that Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing.
I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt.
That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Oh well.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Oh, I'd say it was worth it.
It's alright. Well, mostly.
Jake, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, what a wonderful... I did learn more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination.
Jake, ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sarah beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sarah and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? About what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I could see why they make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Jake? It's nice that I get to spend time with you like in the club. But I think it's seeing you getting along with everyone else is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
I'm moving the microphone because I'm fidgeting. Sigh. Looks like everyone still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what in the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Oh my... What did the hat? What? Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, let's do this. Alright. I am having fun revisiting Doki Doki Literature Club because I missed this game and I haven't played it in so long. So, and I can't believe I'm doing content on it again because I miss it. So, it's great. But all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say goodbye to the people on YouTube. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys want to see more, then please subscribe and turn notifications on to see update. And also just comment. That's all I ask you. It's nothing much. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys had fun, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Good.